And welcome back to another episode of the Sports Card Dad. I promised a different location each time, and we are at one of my father-in-law's properties where we have an ancient building as well as ancient perfumes made by Garnier and Dove. In today's episode of the Global Tour, we are going to talk about getting out of our lane a little bit in the sports card hobby. I think this really ties into life as well when we just think about getting out of our comfort zone, getting out of our space, literally traveling. I think it's a good idea for people just to get outside of their town, their country, see how other people are living, see how other cultures do things. Never really hurts, gives you another perspective. And I think in our hobby, of course, we have a lot of people that are kind of steadfast, they're set in their ways. And it's not a bad thing to kind of look at what other people are doing and see if that might be for you. And if it's not, that's fine. But also just have a respect and an understanding for other people are collecting. Before I continue on, make sure to get $25 off your first PSA order with the SCD25 code at the shipping and billing screen. And if you have a collection to sell, justcollect.com is the place to go. Go to the justcollect.com website. Easy appraisal form, whether it's modern or vintage cards. And also, if you need supplies and you don't want to pay an absolute fortune for good quality stuff, Card Capsule, $25 off your first $100 spend with the SCD25 code. All the hobby discounts down there in my video description as well as in the pinned comments. I think I might be the only sponsored content creator on YouTube that actually offers discounts to you. So make sure to take advantage. So we'll wrap in some of the sites in this video as well. I did do the vlog video where we went to the card shop. That was really cool. We got to go to the church that my wife used to go to growing up here in the Florence area. I think we have a clip of that. This is my wife's church growing up. Center of town. Ceilings are super high. Beautiful. And then yesterday I got to go with my wife's cousin in to see the statue David. Here we have the statue David. I've been to Florence a bunch of times to visit the family, but I have never actually gone to see the real statue David, the actual one. They've got a few different copies around, replicas, if you will, but this was the real deal. And I thought, for some reason, I thought this was like a broken down statue that was maybe like 6 feet tall or something. No, it is not broken down. It has been preserved amazingly, and it's 5 meters tall. It's over 15 feet tall. It is a behemoth. And I didn't realize, I learned that Michelangelo used one piece of marble stone, one piece of marble to make the statue David. Absolutely insane to think about that. Also, I would be failing you if I didn't give you a clip of the Italian grocery. Welcome to the Italian grocery, where all your dreams come true. All the different prosciuttos, salamis, all the beautiful goodness. And the formaggio. So whether you are an ultra-modern card collector, 90s inserts, the rare 90s stuff, or a vintage card collector, I think it's really important that we just be careful that we're not gatekeeping for whatever it is that we collect. It seems like a lot of people, man, they're stuck in kind of what they do. And then I hear them talking about other stuff and it's like, that's trash. You know, that's this or that's that. It's ultra modern or it's vintage. It's boring. I'm one of those weirdos that collects all the things. So I've got vintage. I've got some of the 90s stuff, and I've got ultra modern cards. I've got sports. I've got non-sports. I got graded video games. I got graded comic books. All the 80s, 90s nostalgia stuff. I'm all in on it. Now in this video, I'm talking about being open-minded. And maybe I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite, but I am not as open-minded to a new product that I saw pop up on the feed here a day or two ago. And this was the VeeFriends Cards product with Steph Curry autos in it. And I just thought this was really interesting. I mean, I like Steph Curry autos, and maybe VeeFriends, there's people that are VeeFriends fans, but like the combination of the two is interesting to me. I think interesting is kind of the only like nice word I can put. And this is no offense to Gary Vee. And really, I'm just talking about influencer cards in general. It's the Michael Rubin auto, 1/1 Superfractor. I don't care about that. You know, the, who's the rapper that's at all these different events now? The rapper, Travis Scott. that's at Fanatics Fest. And he's hanging around and doing all this stuff. And there's like the Cactus Jack, the Travis Scott set. To me, it'd almost be like in 1990, if there was like a Vanilla Ice set, and you'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But you're like, what? I don't know. It's strange to me that's like a thing, and I understand, look, trying to 10X and that sort of a thing. And I understand how you're trying to 10X with proven IP from the 80s, 90s. I'm all about it. If you're coming out with new Beavis and Butthead sets and Mike Judge autos or Simpsons, Matt Groening auto, if you're going to go that route, I totally get it. But we're kind of trying to manufacture new IP stuff that to me is just stupid as hell. Ghostwrite would be another one of these dumb as hell, kind of like we're trying to manufacture this IP out of nowhere. And look, I understand that they were able to do it in the 80s. I just don't see the same sort of energy here for this stuff. I just don't. And look, I might be totally wrong. It might be in 20 or 30 years that people harken back and the V-Friends cards are like their He-Man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe V-Friends is Thundercats. Maybe V-Friends is Beavis and Butthead and all the kind of the stuff that we look at. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is, but a V-Friend, a Gary V a dual auto with Steph Curry is almost like Joe Montana autoed with Jamarcus Russell. And again, people probably think like, oh my God, that's such a knock on Gary V. It's just, to me, it's not, you can be an influencer, but have like no bearing to me in the trading card world. And I think that's where I'm able to separate this stuff. I can have a lot of respect for a Gary V. I think he's a great motivational speaker. I think he helps people get out of the funk, all of that sort of bit. He gives probably some good business advice, but on a trading card, I just don't care about it. Don't care about it at all. And then I ask myself, do I want a Steph Curry auto, a regular pack pulled auto, or do I want a dual auto with Gary V? No, I wouldn't. And especially if there's going to be some weird, stupid premium to pay up for it. Like, are you kidding? Like, why wouldn't I? If it's $5,000, like let's say, I don't know, and I'm just pulling numbers out of a hat here. Would I want that, or would I want some wicked, flawless Steph Curry, patch thing, for $5,000? Let's say it's, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, because that's what inevitably everything sells nowadays. Every damn product that comes out, it can be literally anything, and it seems to sell. So, let's assume that these go for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. These dual autos, and hell, it'll probably be more than that. I'll do a separate video. We'll see what they look like on the secondary market. So if you're going to spend $4,000 or $5,000 on a Steph Curry auto, I'm getting a badass flawless auto, or I'm getting some national treasures, or I'm getting something. I'm going to go with that proven brand over a dual auto with an influencer. And I'm not just picking on it. It could be Gary V. It could be any of these dudes. It could be Michael Rubin and Steph Curry dual autos. No, I don't want that. That's not like, it's like the meme, like nobody, like nobody asked for it. And then all of a sudden it's like, here's this, and I just think like there's so much opportunity for proven IP to go after proven IP and do stuff with that. I mentioned The Simpsons. I mentioned Beavis and Butthead. Like the manufacturing of new IP stuff, it's kind of no different with the Topps influencer cards. Look, if Topps wanted to make a card of me, I would be like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I'd be thinking like, why the hell would Topps want to make a card of me? Especially if they're calling them influencer cards. That would be really cringe. I'd be like, holy shit, please don't call it an influencer card. That's not what I'm interested in. But to me, it's just kind of like overplaying this thing a little bit. Do people want this? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe people do. It seems like people want anything right now that's on a trading card. But for me personally, I want the proven IP stuff. I don't want to see really any more manufactured IP. So I started the video saying, hey, look outside, don't be a gatekeeper. And then I literally turned into a gatekeeper about some of this new stuff that they're coming out with. Sorry, guys. That was the plot twist to this episode of the Sports Card Dad. Friends, I think that really what I was trying to get at here is it doesn't hurt to kind of get out of your surroundings, see some new stuff, see some new people, see some new cards, see some new things, and then come out with your own assessment on it. Stay healthy, stay awesome. Don't forget the prosciutto and the formaggio, and I'll talk to you again later.